Everyone, I had another question from my Go RV on Go RVing on the Reddit forum, and this person is asking, my wife and I are looking to buy our first RV. She is nervous to drive a larger rig and doesn't want to go over 28 feet. I have been very impressed by some of the 32-foot models. Does this 4 feet make a big difference on the road? Uh, I had to answer this question in a couple of ways because they added additional questions to this question. Another part to it is that they also learned that Class A motorhomes are not rated or tested by the NTSB and do not typically have airbags. They've read that front collisions are often deadly. Is this true? Is safety a large concern? We are now contemplating Class C motorhomes only. And finally, can you comment on new versus used? It seems like there are some great features in new rigs. The 350 horsepower Ford V8, fancy electronic doodads, nicer cabs, etc., etc. But I'm also reading that it's better to buy a gently used RV so that the original owner has to work out the bugs. Any advice here on the best route to take? No pun intended. Okay, so first part to the answering this question. One, the extra 4 feet of length does not have a significant impact on the ease of towability unless your towing capacity is affected by the truck's limitations. That means the truck's limitations is its towing weight. I would also say, part two of the question is, you are correct on the Class A motorhome rating testing. Uh, you typically don't need a special license to drive them. But are they more deadly? I would guess no. I would say no because you are sitting up higher and should be wearing a seatbelt. And highway safety guidelines have already proven that seatbelts are the greatest deterrent to vehicle deaths. So wear a seatbelt when you're driving your motorhome. Should be more than enough. Death rates higher? I don't think so in a motorhome. Part three to the question. Keep in mind, if you get a motorhome, you will need a tow vehicle if you don't want to end up driving it everywhere to go exploring or grocery shopping. In this instance, when you're driving a motorhome, the extra 4 feet could make a difference in turning radius. But you can typically rent a Class C motorhome. That's a Class C motorhome is one that you drive like a truck. It's got a truck looking front, and the rest of it is a camper added on to the back of it. It's all one big unit, and it turns in one big radius there. So most Class C motorhomes rent from anywhere from a dealership for $1,000 to $2,000 or more dollars. You can practice driving them around and only risk a safety deposit if you have an accident. It pains retailers to see their brand new motorhomes go out to first timers and then have them come back damaged because that safety deposit typically doesn't cover the cost of repairs. But if you're looking for a cheap way to do it without and you're nervous about driving them and you want to practice, that is, in my opinion, one of the cheapest options you can do. If you have another suggestion, throw it in the comments to help the other watchers, the other viewers know. Part four to that question. Yes, buying a gently used RV is what I prefer, as most of the bugs are worked out utilizing the manufacturer's 1-year warranty. But don't forget to buy an extended service agreement and still inspect all of the seals, the roof seals with the lap sealant and the window seals and everything, your slide seals, and also inspect your tires. Last part five of that question is remember that the more fancy features and doodads you have, it just means that the more stuff they can break. I prefer to have as many manual features as possible because they are reliable and cheaper to fix. If you can learn how to use things manually, and when you start to get older, or you just don't want, or you just want easier use of life, and you're willing to spend the extra money, then spend the extra money to get the fancy doodads and attachments. But yeah, they're not necessary. I prefer to have everything more manual, from awnings to jack stands. One thing you really can't have manual is slide rooms, but even something as simple as a fan cover, unless it's like way up high on the ceiling and that you can't reach it, that's the only reason you would not need a manual roof vent that you can just crank up yourself. It just doesn't break near as often as an automatic one. Anyway, that's the end of my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.